Alright, we're playing some Super Mario 64. I don't want to get lean. That's fair. I mean, honestly, like, being hungry kind of sucks. That was the reason, like, when I started working out, like, 2 years ago, before I stopped working out, like, a year and a half ago. Wait, no. When I started working out 3.5 years ago, before I stopped working out 2 years ago. That makes sense. By the way, we're starting. 3, 2, 1, go. I was like, first, you get the choice, right? Are you gonna bulk then cut, or are you gonna cut then bulk? And I chose to bulk then cut, because bulking means you get to lift heavy weights and eat a lot, and then cutting is like annoying. Ooh, I'm grumpy. Oh, I can't think as well as I normally think because I'm at a calorie deficit. Oh, I'm doing high intensity interval training. I'm out of breath. Stupid. So I was like, whatever, I'll just cut after I bulk. And then, pandemic hit. So I just did the bulking part, but without actually working out. There was no cut. Same mood. No, it's true. I mean, when you're on a routine, it's easier to stick with it than it is to give it up. And that was like in 2019, I was a workout freak. Not to that insane extent, but, you know, I was doing 5-3-1, big but boring, 3-4 times a week. I was doing compound lifts that, you know, ran the risk of like dislocating a vertebrae or something like that. And then, March 2020, I was like, man, this COVID stuff's a little scary. Maybe I'm going to take a week off from the gym. Never went back. Canceled my membership. Okay, he do be woohooing. Did have a baby, that's true. Too far? That's fine. At least we got our coin back. You can't hit me. That's bad. I'm in. I'm in! There you go! That's not a restart when you get that chomp clip. Now you're a Peloton master? I'm doing better. Since getting the Peloton, like November 22nd or something like that, I've missed 5 days on the Peloton. Those were the 5 days that I was not at home. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. What's the most annoying music on Peloton this week? I gotta think about it. That's a good question. I mean, here's a new, they added a new patch. Eminem is now on the Peloton. But he hasn't been included on any of the rides from instructors who I really enjoy, so... Ready for my mumble rap ride? Riding my bike. Riding my bike. It would be nice to ride my bike. Did you try Dan's instructor yet? I don't want to insult Daniel, but there was... So, like, everybody's got a preference in instructors, you know? Some people like the instructors that are like, you can do it, you know, let it all out, let your emotions out. Some people like the instructors who are like, shut up and dribble. I like instructors who are like somewhere in the middle. They're like, you know, we're gonna make it hard, but we're not gonna be like a drill sergeant. Dan's instructor was a little too spiritually motivating for me. She was saying like too many encouraging things where I was like, you don't know me, you're just talking to a camera. If they're like, you can do it, I'm like, that's motivating. If they're like, dig deep within yourself and find the strength you know you have to get through this section, I'm like, chill out, lady, it's a bike. We're not at war. Just chill out. It's too much. It's a stationary bike. But I don't have anything against Dan's instructor. It's just, it's not my preferred choice. We band of brothers. My wife rides. She likes to get yelled at. I thought I would like to get yelled at, but actually, like, I don't get, like, I don't shirk away from the yelling, because there's some instructors who are like, just so you know, I'm gonna, like, kick your ass for 30 minutes. I have this same reaction to that I have to, like, the pseudo-spiritual motivating stuff, where I'm like, it's a bike. Like, at the end of the day, if you say something that's too hard, and my legs hurt, and, like, I can't breathe, I'm just gonna slow down. Like, you don't have control over that. You can't even see me. I'm just gonna, like, do the ride to the best of my ability. Everyone just relax. Okay, we got a double tap for movement there. That's like a 2-second save. Ooh. Austin Powers would be a great trainer. Dude, did you see that it was a tweet that went viral yesterday? The prop of the Austin Powers frozen in the cryogenic chamber was available on eBay for $6,800 with free pickup in North Hollywood. It doesn't come with Austin? Really? So it's just the cryo chamber? You gotta get like your own Austin Powers wax figurine? It's just the chamber. I mean, just to be honest, obviously I can't get down to North Hollywood. But like, there was a part of me that was like, I should at least like look into it. Obviously that's a ridiculous sum of money to pay for something like that, but at the same time, like, I would like to have it. Also, our house is not big enough to fit that in it. But I would much rather have that than like a pinball machine. I know people will be like, your pinball machine, at least you could play it. Yeah, what, like 10 times? And then it basically just becomes a statue. I might as well have a statue of the Austin Powers cryogenic chamber instead. Has the same utility. Put it in the baby room. Yeah, that's an idea. Dude, that's a great idea. It would be sick to just have it behind me on the stream. And then if I knew like a raid was coming in, I could get inside of the chamber and pop out when the raid came. I got the chest hair for it already. Like, I guess I'd get banned, but whatever. Sometimes it's worth it. People have gotten banned for dumber stuff, for sure. I'm insane. I'm an insane gamer. This is a tight run, man. Staff gave a +2. Tacit permission. No! Reset me. I could, dude, to play Soul Bossa Nova, the theme song to Austin Powers, be in the Austin Powers chamber with like smoke coming out of it, and then as soon as the raid hits, pop out with the box set of the Austin Powers TCG that I've still got sitting on the shelf behind me. That would be an incredible bit. Just start ripping packs. NASA outfit Felicity Shagwell. That's a good hit. These are IOUs. This one's for $250,000. That's a keeper. Saved. It's so funny that, like, if you're a food server, they call you a waiter. It doesn't seem like, I don't know if this is gonna offend anybody, it doesn't seem like they'd be doing that much waiting. It seems like they'd be doing a lot of carrying, they'd be doing a lot of lifting, they do a lot of, how's the food tasting when you take the first bite and your mouth is still full? I mean, why are they called waiters? Bowser Dance, 1 in 5,000 chance. Perfect throw. Help. And why are they so small? And why do the buns come in fours? They wait on you? They don't wait on me at all. They're always walking around. It's not like they're the ball boys at Wimbledon, just waiting out there to like sprint onto the court and get hit in the face by Novak Djokovic. They're always doing something else. I have to inconvenience them. Excuse me, can we get another bottle of Dom Perignon, please? What the fuck? Okay, that was slow. That was insanely slow. Here's a question for you. Have you ever boinged? Let's go! Have you ever bought an entree at a restaurant, like a sit-down restaurant, and then after you finish the entree, be like, I want another entree? Have you ever doubled up on an entree after finishing the first entree? I never have. I'm interested to know the kind of person who has. If I was still hungry, I would be like, well, if one entree was not enough for me, then I'm not going to get a second. I'll just hit the McDonald's drive-thru on the way home. Sand gold, so gettable. Well, I mean, we, by definition, we got one. Bear is a different route in Sandland, I realize, or not in Lava Land. He doesn't jump to the platform I jump to. He jumps to a platform, what? Further to the left. Hey, Squeaks, you in the chat? Any tips for how to get better at Super Mario 64 speedruns? Built-in time save. Oh, come on, man. Tom Cruise got 2 chicken tikkas at the same restaurant. Like on the same day? Like at this... Like he went to an Indian restaurant and said, can we get some, like, you know, a steamed rice, 2 naans, and 2 chicken tikkas? He didn't mix it up? He didn't get like 1 Rogan Joe and 1 chicken tikka? You always gotta mix it up a little bit. He got them one after another at the same restaurant in Birmingham. 4 naans, Tom. The naans only come in 4s. Clutch crossover reference between my own content and the show Peep Show. I mean, honestly, Tom Cruise can kind of like eat whatever he wants. Because the man does his own stunts. Like, I'm sure that works up quite an appetite. If you're 58 years old and you're like running across the London Eye or whatever in Mission Impossible 70, like you can order 2 chicken tikkas too. I still think it'd be nice to maybe get some variety, but I understand. It's not Birmingham. Alabama doesn't have cuisine. I think they were talking about the real Birmingham. Not the one from country music, but the one from history. Could probably 2-jump that, huh? Hold on. Instant. Dude, this is a scary one. They should have Tom Cruise on Jackass. That would be a great mix. I would love to see Tom Cruise drink a shot glass full of Preston Lacey's turds and be like, but you know, like, because he's so like, I don't know if I'd say he's wholesome, but like, I mean, his brand is kind of wholesome, you know. He's like aggressively positive and enthusiastic. I'm not saying as a human being that's the case, but how would he do on Jackass? I just have to know. I would love to see him in the Poo Cocktail Supreme, where they put him in the porta potty and then shoot it up 50 feet in the air attached to bungee cords. He's got the Midas touch. Here's the thing, though. He touched it too much. My angles? You gotta stop glancing? No, my brand as a streamer is glancing. It's talking to chat. It's responding. The PBs will come in time. I'm not gonna compromise my personal brand, you know? It's like McDonald's if they stop selling hamburgers and they're like, oh, we really gotta focus on like a rotisserie chicken right now. How about, you know, the thing that people have been coming to your restaurant for 65 years? Let's focus on that, and then maybe the rotisserie chicken comes in time. Swims are okay. 2-3 miss swims. Maximum. Always. Every time. Okay, but you know what? My Bowser 2's been kind of schmooved lately. It's been a little better. Not good, but a little better. That's fine. I didn't know what to do when I got there. Whoa! Alright, this is probably going to be about like an 8th cycle. That's okay. Like during the race. I mean, I feel like people, they're not giving me enough credit about the races. I got a 1 in 4 win rate on the races with 4 people who are all better than me in Super Mario 64. Like, that's pretty good. I'm hitting at the statistical average if we were all equally skilled, but we are not all equally skilled. I'm definitely slightly worse than Justin, who is worse than Chib and Bear. I don't know who's at the top there, because Bear's been hitting it pretty hard. Bear's kind of got a killer instinct. Chib probably has, you know, more experience with it. Man, this is insane. According to your statistics, you're equally skilled? No, because last week Bear won 3 and I won 1. So if anything, the statistics bear out that Bear Taffy's elo is like 2,200. Mine's like 1,600. Everybody else is in like the triple digits. But, you know, if you look at the eye test instead of the Corsi, that does not, that doesn't compute. We don't Morpheus post anymore because it's unnecessary. It is a great run, though. Uh-oh. Like I said, I don't know what to do when I get there. That was relatively smooth by my standards. Dream a dream and all that. Okay, that sent a chill down my spine with how easy that was. I don't know what. I woke up on the right side of the bed today, man. Turn around. That's a horrible angle. Never mind, it's okay. It's not okay. Try again. Should have cut and run earlier, but... There we go. No! Can I see the top? It's getting further away. I saw it move. When he drops. When he drops. There you go. Recenter yourself. Slight robbery at the top there. But that's okay. 15 seconds. Classic. Nailed it. Perfect run. My Bowser 3, I mean, it all comes down to throws. If we throw before we get to Bowser, that's bad. If we throw on the throws, that's bad. If we do good throws, that's good. Beautiful. Run it back. Take me up. Take me down. I knew that was gonna work. He's gaming. Gaming. Now I'll focus a little bit. Do a quick little ground pound just for austerity. Time save for the future. Remember when Butterscotch Alley was hard? It's still one of the hardest obstacles in the game. It's just that everything else in the game, you know, is physics. Butterscotch Alley is timing. I guess time is an element of physics in many ways. Bad Goomba! No! Did you see the Goomba just waiting up at the top to end my dreams? Did you? Yeah, but I was like, I'm still doing it anyway. You gotta try. I don't know what you do there. I keep trying to do the skip as if I know what to do there, but I don't know what to do there. Anyway, it happens. You went straight for him. The jump, you have to go straight for him. You only have like a small amount of tolerance for being able to dodge something because the jump is really tight. If you aimed to miss the Goomba, you'd probably miss the grab as well. Oh, now he's not there. There we go. Double Tony me a little. Well, I mean, if we're not on PB anyway, you might as well just enjoy the ride. Get a little Bowser practice. Straight in the pipe. It is still a good run. Normally, we're like red, 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 red. But it is not a PB. That's confirmed. That Goomba, what a run destroyer, man. Well. We have to keep it up because we got 2 golds. We gotta save the golds. Get some Bowser practice. That's a throw. He landed right on top of the spike. That's not a good throw, but if he doesn't fall, we bait him, get baited. You grab him, give him a quick 2-piece. That's robbery. Actually robbery. Look at the schmooze, though. Should have given him a 3-piece. That's a good throw. Excuse me. Don't even try it. It's such like a jerk move for Bowser, man. Like, he knows he's going down, so he just takes out the rest of the platform with him. Such a scumbag move, man. That's how you know he's actually a boss. Like, not in the Andy Samberg way. Oh, no. But in the, you know, horrible bosses starring Jason Sudeikis sort of way. He's like, well, if I can't have it, nobody can have it. You know he's shitting on Deborah's desk. So true. Not both, though. Thank you. I don't want to die to Bowser. I would be embarrassed. I think he went over the... He went over the spike? Oh no. He closed his fists. Don't even try it. Look at the movement though. I think we should count that one. Don't even try it, man. You know what? That one's just cursed. We probably broke it. Yeah, this one works fine. Millennial culture is a shirt that says like a boss on it. No, millennial culture is seeing that the New York Times bought Wordle and writing a comment on Reddit that says, "Hooray, another small bit of happiness that is instantly purchased, monetized, and will inevitably be ruined. Makes me feel so fucking helpless." End that quote. Alright, we're gonna save those splits though. Those are good splits. Put me back. Bro, you don't need to feel helpless. If you just download the web page, you could just run it, man. You could just run it locally and play it on your own. You could even share your scores. Three, two, one, go. Incoming Wordle advice. Just play the game you like.
It's me, Mario.
Oh, incoming boomer advice? No, the boomer advice, which people don't want to listen to because it's true, is if you find a programmer who likes Wordle, just go to their website. They've probably already made a Wordle clone because the actual game itself is not, I don't mean this in a rude way, but it's not, like, technically impressive. You know, it's like a dictionary and a couple of switch statements. Automated is making a Wordle Battle Royale. Oh, now we're talking. Now we're talking. That should be cool. He's the boomer you need. So true. But I don't know, I feel like that's kind of like a Gen Z thing. It's like millennials are just like, oh, I can't play Wordle. They took Wordle away from me and put it in the New York Times. Gen Z is like, oh yeah, we learned to code in 10th grade, so I just like made my own Wordle, but better. That I'll release for free. You're a millennial? Yes, I'm a bit of a self-hating millennial. Honestly, out of all the generations that are active right now, I think I have the most positivity on like a spiritual level towards Gen Z. Gen X might be next, even though I find them kind of insufferable on social media, as we've talked about myriad times. One of their favorite topics is just complaining about how much TV they watched as kids because their parents both work jobs. Yeah, so has like, you know, every generation since you. So like, what do you expect? What do you want, a cookie? And then, you know, I would probably put millennials like third. And then, because like millennials, we're like the I Can Has cheeseburger generation. And then, I mean, obviously I have the most bones to pick with boomers, I would say. But I will also say, I'm going to caution Gen Z. You might think that because Gen Z is young and they're already doing so well, like it's only up from here. But actually, the way that it tends to work for generations is that before you have responsibility in society and any kind of power, it's really easy to be broadly well-liked. It's when you start to have some agency over society that the generations that are younger than you start to blame you for problems that were outside of the scope of your control.
Here we go.
Gen Z is not broadly well liked. What are you? Aren't you like between the ages of like 12 and 22?
Hego.
No. You can't be that young, cause like, or that old, I should say, cause I'm 33 and I'm like a middle millennial. We get shit on for everything? What, for throwing a soda can in the, you know, garbage can instead of the recycling after 10th grade science class? I don't understand. Oldest Gen Z is 27. Yeah, but so what's the average Gen Z?
Here we go.
Gen Z is currently 10 to 27. So a rough average would be like 19 years old. Teenagers and under 20s are the most hated in society. Truly, I mean, I guess it depends on who you ask. Definitely, like, old people are the most hated in society, man. Even old people complain about old people. Like, my parents are in their 50s. They're not, like, super old. But whenever they get, like, stuck behind somebody in traffic, they're like, let me guess. It's an old person. In my head, I'm like, you're old. You're not, like, that old. You're still, like, in your triathlete age, don't get me wrong. But, like... Honestly, and people are gonna say that, like, I'm trying to court a younger audience for the health of my channel. It's genuinely not the case. If you gave me the choice, like, if I'm at Subway, if you gave me the choice of being behind, like, a group of 4 teenagers, or a group of 4 35-year-old men wearing, like, UFC merchandise, I think I would feel safer and less annoyed with the teenagers, like, in front of me. I'm not saying, like, I necessarily expect them to, you know, pay for my sandwich or anything like that, but I think I'm less likely to get punched in the face because they had, like, 8 Twisted Teas on their lunch break.
Here we go.
How was Twisted Tea, by the way, as a reference? Not as a drink, but how was it as a reference to embarrass somebody that I made up in my head? Was Twisted Tea the right beverage to kind of to get them? Good reference because it's a bad drink. Love to see that. Love to see that. Is it a BC thing? We have I think we have a hard iced tea brand called Hey Y'all. It makes me laugh every time. I've never consumed a Hey Y'all, but I laugh every time I see it. 13.6, what the hell? They're all over Canada. Okay. I love the dichotomy in chat. Hey Y'all's delicious, Hey Y'all's terrible. I've never had a Hey Y'all. They're the teenager party drink. Alright, fair enough. I don't even know what the teenager party drink was for me, because I did not consume alcohol until my first year of university. The first drink I ever took, on our floor, like the floor we lived on, not the floor you stepped on, in our dorm, there was a insanely wealthy, international student who was like the heir to a Jordanian oil company or something like that. So everybody else was like, check it out, I brought a toaster. And this guy rolled up at like age 18 with a full bar. There were like, it was probably like a $4,000 inventory of alcohol. And then like, I remember the first day I met him, he was like, hey, do you want a drink? And I was like, sure, why not? And then he said, check this out. And this is like, it feels so funny looking back. He said, this tastes exactly like Dr. Pepper. And then he mixed like amaretto and Goldschlager in a shot glass and gave it to me. And I was like, wow, that's good. I mean, it probably tasted pretty sweet and cinnamony, don't get me wrong, but... I love, like, immature alcohol myths. One of my friends started drinking a beer kind of cocktail called a snake bite. I don't remember specifically what it was, but I remember it was like half Strongbow and maybe half lager. And the reason that he loved to drink it is because every time he could tell a story about how, like, it's so dangerous. I'll probably restart this one. That's a new one for me. He said it was like an old wives' tale, right? He's like, it's so dangerous, they stopped serving it in England because people were getting too drunk. Like, it was a special concoction of alcohol where if you managed to find the secret recipe of half of a can of Carling and half of a can of Strongbow, like, it just short-circuited your brain and you never realized how drunk you were. He would tell it every time. It's so good. Some kind of twisted chemical reaction. I heard the exact same story about snake bites in 1995. Oh, man. That is great. He also used to make... He's a funny guy. I'm still friends with him. But, he used to make a cocktail called, like, liquid cocaine. And I don't remember what it was, but it was legitimately, like, you know... Goldschlager, dark rum. It was like 12 different alcohols in one. But, you know, before we would, like, if we were going to, like, a cottage or, like, a house party or something, he would mix it in a 2-liter bottle and then just show up with, like, a 2-liter bottle of this twisted concoction. And then he'd be like, hey, do you guys want some liquid cocaine? And he'd just pour it out of his, like, mug root beer, plastic 2-liter. Oh, man. Is Goldschlager something else in Bacardi 151? Oh man, liquid cocaine. What a name. I screwed it up! Go ahead, hit me. Alright, I didn't want you to. I'll tell you my exact thought process. So Squeaks, you can learn from my mistake here. I was like, I know that all you have to do is press down on the analog stick and then hold neutral, which is a fancy speedrunner term for don't touch the analog stick after that. But in my head, I was like, my angle's a little messed up, so I'm not gonna hit straight down. And instead, I mean, obviously it didn't work, so... Peepo G, thank you, Peepo G. What's the 2-liter guy doing right now? He's just like a good guy. He's got a big family, doing a lot of dad stuff. I think these are, you know, stories that most people, like, you knock out of the way between the ages of, like, 17 and 22 or something like that. If you have a 40-year-old in your life who shows up with a 2-liter full of a drink that he calls liquid cocaine, you need to honestly send them to, like, an outpatient clinic for addiction services. Because that's not normal behavior. I'm learning a lot here today. A lot of people, when you go to college, they're gonna be drinking all sorts of stuff. Screwdrivers, fuzzy navels, Long Island iced teas. Just promise me one thing. You'll never mix equal parts lager and Strongbow alcoholic apple cider. It just does something to people. They made it illegal in the United Kingdom. You got a permit for that cocktail? Promise me you'll never go bungee jumping in Mexico. They just don't have the regulations.
Here we go.
My buddy did it once, then he's dead. They should have made Breaking Bad about that. Just imagine Walter White and Jesse Pinkman each pouring a can of their respective drink of choice into like an Erlenmeyer flask. Then adding a little chili powder. What was the last star I got? I just got Cannonless. Okay. Look at the schmovement, man. Look at the schmovement. A friend of mine once showed up to a party with a plastic bottle of homemade wine and drank himself unconscious. So, again, this is kind of like I guess it's a more common story than I thought. But in, like, my 3rd and 4th year of university, a friend of mine and I started to be like, why are we getting ripped off paying $1 per beer? That's insane. There's only like 94 cents worth of ingredients and labor in that beer. We're getting ripped off, man. So instead, we pooled our shared resources and got a very large fermenter. I don't know, it was like a 60-liter fermenter or something like that. And we were smart in a stupid way. Like, we weren't gonna run our own distillery or anything like that. But we bought 2-liter cans of Allen's apple juice at the grocery store. You pour it into the fermenter, you add like some yeast, or you just let it, get some yeast, I suppose. You seal it up so it's all safe and sanitary. And then we would bottle it in like, 6 weeks when it was ready to go. But the great thing about it was, and by great I mean actually like a little scary, was you never knew, because we didn't have, I think it's called a hydrometer that lets you measure like the alcohol concentration of a solution. We didn't have one, and that would cost us like 20 bucks to get one, right? So we would just be like, this feels right, and then bottle it. So sometimes we'd make a batch, and you'd have a glass of it, and you'd be like, that's nice. I bet that's like a 5 or 6%. Sometimes you would have a glass, and you would be like, I am fucked. And you never, even some of the bottles were like different concentrations. So it was almost like rolling a dice every night. You're like, you don't know what kind of experience you're gonna get 10 minutes after you finish one. It was kind of fun. Because even you didn't know, like, you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans, right? You didn't know what kind of night you're having. You having a couple drinks playing poker with your friends, or are you like, hey, do you guys want to go to a kegger? It's Tuesday. Yeah. Look, I think the risk of methanol poisoning is probably overstated. I don't think you can accidentally create methanol via fermenting apple juice. I think like 99% of methanol poisoning either comes from like moonshine or people drinking the wrong bottle when they're camping, and they think they're drinking water, but actually it's like the stove for the camping fuel, the fuel for the camping stove, I should say. Then again, I don't know if that's true because I just made it up. Only if you add lager to it. That's the thing. I don't think it's the lager, because people are drinking lager just fine. It's when you add in the strongbow, it just becomes hyper reactive, Anyway, they were fun times. I will say, when we would have people over, some people, we were like, hey, I know you like brought your own alcohol. I know you brought like some green sourpuss, but how would you like to have a glass of our homemade alcoholic apple cider? Even after we had consumed a lot of it, there were some people who were like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I did take a little offense. I'm not gonna say that I passed judgment. Probably reset this one real quick. I'm stupid. But I took a little offense. 3, 2, 1, go. Bowser 1's too tough, man.
It's me, Mario. Hello. Okie dokie.
Saved.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle.
We're running our own dorm room sugar shack. I had all sorts of good ideas. I told you already, I invented Uber in 2007. My friend was the only person I knew with a car. The cheap grocery store was 30 minutes away. I said, you should make a Facebook group and start charging people like $5 a ride to drive them to the grocery store. It's win-win. You're like, they'll save more than $5 by shopping at the Food Basics instead of the Metro. You'll pocket $15 tax-free. Nobody has to know. I also invented accidentally setting your cafeteria's toaster on fire by trying to make nachos in them. But we don't need to go through that story again. We've been there a few times. Keep it on the DL. It wasn't a normal toaster like a push down. It was one of the like bakery ones that went around. All right, I'll tell it. Because what else are we going to do for 37 minutes? The first, you know, you're in the dining hall. It's like all shitty. It's kind of like, you do like prison strats, right? Like you show up with like a 2-liter Nalgene, you fill up on cranberry juice, take it back to your dorm room. This is a good start. But then even eventually, like that doesn't get a rise out of you. So you start making homebrewed recipes. Look at that. Brought it back. Look at that. Brought it back. You start doing homebrewed recipes. So one thing I thought it would be a fun idea. I tried it once. I got a pita. They didn't have tortillas. So I got a pita. And I cut it into triangles. And then I fed them into the revolving toaster, thinking that it would make like tortilla chips or pita chips. And I swear to you, you watch them disappear past the bend. You think they're never gonna come around. You're waiting like what feels like hours. Then finally you see a conveyor belt full of perfectly baked tortilla chips come out at the end. First time I did it, I was like, this is the smartest thing I've ever done in my entire life. It's actually like, this is genius. We were having a laugh at the dining room table. We were laughing we were like, man, everybody else, they're like, what smells so good? And I'm like, nothing. What the fuck? So, we got ourselves a little bit of a reputation. And we said, you know what? Sure, we'll make them next time. We'll make them for you. Cut it up exactly the same. Cut it up in the triangles. Fed them into the toaster. Like 5 people standing next to me watching the toaster. Waiting for the turn. Waiting to see what's gonna happen when the pita chips come out. And then they never came out. And I was like, don't worry, they're coming. And then you started to smell smoke. And I was like, uh-oh. And then you started to see smoke. And I unplugged the toaster from the wall and walked away. So if there is now a sign in the cafeteria that says, please do not put pitas into the toaster, then that might be my fault. Invoice incoming? They'll never take me alive. I mean, let's be honest, like, I shouldn't have broken the toaster. However, we were also paying like $14, the equivalent of $14 a meal to eat like prison cafeteria food. Like, it was a total ripoff. Everybody's fucking everybody. What's a little property destruction? Bad start, bad start. Actual Joker take? I don't think so. The Joker, he was killing people. He never just like lit a toaster on fire trying to make tortilla chips. They could have also just stocked tortilla chips. Then I wouldn't have had to do it, you know? No, that was so good though. We're still on pace. I'm not sweating it yet. We were on pace, man. I was talking about this with Kate the other day, though. And I was like, you know what? I'm actually going to restart. We can have one good run. I'd love to get Bomb Clip on one run and start green. I think it's a good idea. So, if you've ever watched a show about, like, American prisons, you know that, at least in most of the prisons, they feed them pure garbage, right? Like, it's just absolutely terrible, like, human rights violation quality food. But I want to know how much the food provider invoices for every single one of those meals. Because if you've ever had, like, a catered meal, you're paying, like, $50 a head for $15 worth of quality in food. I feel like the cafeteria is probably invoicing it at, like, $20-25 per prisoner, and then feeding them, like, 75 cents worth of matter. So here's my plan to fix that, okay? I think that every year, all the inmates who are on death row should get a car with, like, saws and spikes attached to it. And then they engage in some sort of lethal race. And whoever wins the race gets exonerated. They get released from prison. And then all of the other prisoners, well, let's just say the problem sort of took care of itself. Now that's a Joker take. Yeah, and you could televise it, and then maybe, like, a gamer at home could control the prisoners via, like, a microchip that the prisoners had implanted in their brainstem when they entered the prison. And then, hold on, I'm trying. So we got Death Race, we got Gamer. What's another movie in that same ilk? And there could be 400 of them, and they all have to lick the Dalgona until the umbrella pops out. I'm not losing on Wild Blue. Like, I'm not resetting on Wild Blue. That's just an embarrassment. And the first person to drive their Death Race gamer-controlled vehicle to a storage locker somewhere in the United States of America, as indicated by GPS coordinates given to you by John Cleese, gets to give $1 million to Smash Mouth at the end of the movie. How about that? That's schmovement. What the fuck? You ever, get so tilted by Canonless you turn into Crash Bandicoot? Not safe for work attitude era Crash Bandicoot?
It's me, Mario.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
Dear Mario, please come
Yeah,
back.
we're gonna play some Super Auto Pets tomorrow. That's a game I'm actually good at.
Princess Toadstool. Peach.
Gaming. And I saw Death Race in theaters. How fucked up is that? I didn't go see it in theaters because I thought it was gonna be good. I saw it in theaters because I thought it was gonna be bad, but like, still. I saw Rat Race in theaters. Me too. I was 13. I mean, Rat Race was okay, you know. I saw Gamer in theaters. That's so much worse. Like, Gamer is actually, like, an insanely bad movie. Death Race is really bad as well. But Gamer is, like, beyond redemption. Like, it has no redeeming element whatsoever. They should make a Mario Kart movie. Hey, I got a nice little Norwegian movie for you. What is wrong with me? It's called Flaklipa Grand Prix. I gotta restart this, man. This is... The chain chomp fell on top of me. This is the last restart, though. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, this is the one.
It's me,
Oh,
Mario.
man. This is a disaster, man. Gamer had a $50 million budget and made $8 million at the box office. Honestly, this, like, they must have been laundering money.
Princess Toadstool. Peach.
Who is... So, Gamer stars Gerard Butler. And, John Leguizamo is in a supporting role as a man with no teeth. I remember that. But, who plays the love interest in Gamer? Is there a love interest? It does have Michael C. Hall in, and I have nothing against him, but that role and the way he did it should have actually destroyed his entire career. Like, if you think that Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor is like an embarrassing portrayal, you gotta at least check out a mega compilation of like, of Michael C. Hall in Gamer. It's so horrible. It's the same kind of, he's got like the Shakespearean dramatic bend to it. It's really bad. Come on, man. Come on. Ludacris was in it. That's true. It's true. Can you play a clip on stream? I'd rather not. Yeah, hey, be nice to Jesse Eisenberg, by the way. I like Jesse Eisenberg. I don't like him as Lex Luthor, but that's not really his fault. I'm insane. He's great in... I mean, The Social Network is a perfect role for him. I think most people would agree with that. Adventureland. Fun movie. Squid and the Whale. I wouldn't describe it as a fun movie, but is a good movie. Zombieland, that's a good movie. Zombieland 2, I don't know about that. I have seen The Art of Self-Defense. That kind of like Duplass Brothers mumblecore garbage is like exactly up my alley. I was like, this movie speaks to me. I saw The Squid and Whales in theater by accident. Dude, honestly, like, you should use that as street cred. To be honest. If you went to, like, film school, people would think you're so cool. If you were like, you know, when I was 8, I saw The Squid and Whale in the theater. The people would be like, whoa! When I was 8, I was still pooping my pants. You were seeing Noah Baumbach movies in the theater? I apologize for insulting the Duplass brothers, by the way. They had some good movies. I like the Duplass brothers. The one I love, great Black Mirror episode turned into a Duplass brothers movie. That's a great movie. Were you pooping your pants at 8? No. No. I haven't pooped my pants long time. No. Yes. Pooping in your pants at 8 months? Absolutely true. I mean, my baby is like, she's 16 months. She's still pooping her pants. I also think she's like kind of a shy pooper, which is like, you know, I mean, she'd come by it honestly, because I'm something of a shy pooper myself. But like at daycare, she doesn't seem to poop. Like the daycare provider will be like, hey, she didn't poop today. Is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it. Then when she gets home, she'll poop like 3 times. This was a disaster, man. And I'm like, honestly, maybe this is like an unbased take, but I feel like we should kind of get a discount on daycare. Because I feel like... Did I skip Canonless? Chat, why do I have at the top of the tower, but I don't have... I only have 4 stars. You did skip Canonless. I was wondering, I was like, man, I'm way ahead, even though I sucked. That doesn't make any sense. But I'm like, we're all paying the same for daycare. And my kid isn't even pooping. I'm not getting my money's worth. It would be sick if that was my last star, though. But then I feel like one of those families on Extreme Cheapskates. Like, I watched an episode of that, like, 2 months ago. And this awful, awful family went to, like, a... Get the fuck out of here. They went to, like, a bed and breakfast. But they're like, hey, I know you have, like a kitchenette and all that. But, like, we're only gonna use the bed, and we're just gonna go to the bathroom outside. So, like, if the room is $60 a night, how much would it cost if we took all that out? And then the lady was like, I don't know, man, like, I don't know, like $40? And they were like, deal. But then, after they negotiated the cut rate, the guy was like, oh, also we brought our own sheets and pillows. Like, when they were all... One more. I went back in the painting. They were in the room, and she was like, so here's, like, all the stuff you're not allowed to use, and here's the bed where you're allowed to be. And then the guy was like, oh, we brought our own sheets and pillows, so can we knock another $5 off for the no turn-down service? And then the lady was just like, okay, fine. Like, she just wanted them out. Please tell me what Bowser looks like. I've been waiting all day to see him. Sorry. The banter's too good. You know what else I've never done at a restaurant, but I bet 10% of the people in chat have? Tried to order something off of a menu. Let's say it's called a bacon cheeseburger. And then be like... Or let's say it comes with an onion ring on top of the burger, okay? And saying, hey, if I took off the onion ring, would you knock off some of the price for me? I've never done it, but I bet there's people in chat who have. Like an inverted substitution. You think 10% of chat has done it? I do. You don't think people have tried to order a Subway sandwich with half meat? That's psycho behavior. Okay, well then I'm glad I'm preaching to the choir here already. I work at a restaurant. It happens. Thank you. Much appreciated. I also got to say, I did get one tweet. And okay, so this is just one person, admittedly. But I got one tweet from somebody who was like, NL, I work at a grocery store. And just so you know, me and my coworkers always talk about how they put way too many buns in the packages and most of it must go to waste. And I was like, thank you. I didn't think I had a crazy take. I'm glad to hear that I'm in solidarity with the common man, which is something that's always been suggested about me. And that the people at the grocery store aren't just like, why can't you just put it in the freezer? Hey, why don't I just use a different grocery store that actually, you know, cares about me as a customer? Anything but this argument, please. Sorry. Do. Just freeze the leftover buns? Listen, you MFer. I understand not everybody has a freezer that's full of like 28 liters of breast milk. But I can't just be buying twice as much as I need from every situation and then putting it all in my freezer. That's where I keep my ice. Hey, by the way, unionize your workforce. Thanks for the gifted subscriptions. I do not give you my permission to put this in a clip video. Gifting to streamers with Monka-S names. You can use my face in the thumbnail, though. You think you're so slick. You think you're so smart. Why 28 liters of breast milk? I'm a thirsty boy. This thing is bone dry. It's nice when you make a joke that's kind of funny because you can just like sit back and not talk for a second. It's the first time that's happened all day. I'm a thirsty boy. Don't fire Sergeant Vasquez. He's a thirsty boy. He didn't mean to drink the breast milk. Everybody deserves a second chance. He didn't know it was breast milk. There's a little time saved for you. There you go, you little squirt. Remember the waiter bit? I still think that bit is good. They shouldn't call them waiters. They should call them doers, because they're the ones doing stuff. I'm the one waiting for my fucking food. Hey, but what are you gonna do? It's a living. The audience stands and applauds. Hey! I love when they clap for comedians when they say anything that's not funny, but is like about their personal life. Like, it's such a weird cultural meme that, like, whenever a comedian says, like, so, you know, I've been with my girlfriend for 8 years, the audience always, like, it's an obligatory thing that they have to clap, and then the comedian has to go, yeah, thank you, thank you. Too bad, I'm a little worried my wife's gonna find out, though. Hiya! You can't do that on television. But anyway, sorry. That's all I got. Really? I've been watching some stand-up comedy lately. I think it's fucked up that COVID isn't even over yet, and I'm already sick of stand-up comedy about COVID. Like, every stand-up comedy special, it's like obligatory, obviously. If you wrote a stand-up comedy special between 2020 and 2022, you, like, have to mention COVID. But, like, I'm already like, come on! This is already played out. I know it's a slow nightmare that we live through every day, but at the same time, get to some new stuff, man. What's the deal with stand-up comedy? It is weird, like, that somebody just, like, gets on the stage for, like, 40 minutes and tells lies. But I like it. Especially if they got, like a brick facade behind them. And they're wearing, like, a suit jacket that's, like, 3 sizes too large for them, and their head's kind of tiny. and then they're going like, they're doing like a weird dance, and they're like, there's water at the bottom of the ocean, and then they're like letting the days go by, water flowing under the ground, and like, you know, it's like the same as it ever was and all that. OMG, he's just like me. Did you know David Byrne said the only reason lyrics exist is to get people to listen to music longer than they normally would? Kind of based. I don't know if that's true. I read it in a YouTube comment under the Cocteau Twins music video for Heaven in Las Vegas. Heaven and or Las Vegas. Gold Snowland! The rare plus gold. The first song ever made was only lyrics? Not true. Actually, the first song ever made, I discovered it in college, is 3 cavemen were beating their wooden clubs against a rock in kind of like a drum circle after they discovered the existence of smoke leaf. And it sounded like absolute shit, but they were all into it. They were all like bobbing their head and stuff like that. It was like, there was a video. That's fine. There you go. Psycho camera. Ah, classic rock. Hey, a little +2. Nothing wrong with that joke. Good one, Chad. Good one. Classic rock. And then I said, that's what I call classic rock. 2 Bowser dances in one day? Squeaks, are you seeing this? It's never been done before. Buy a lotto ticket. I was thinking of getting into gambling. Not really. So this is a weird take. The lottery is gambling, but I kind of see it as it not being gambling. I see a lottery ticket as, like, if you bought $10 of lottery tickets, you're not gambling as much as you're paying $10 to have a slightly plausible dream of being able to be wealthy. You're paying $10 for a fantasy where, like, if you're having a bad day at work, you can cry in the walk-in and be like, yeah, but if I win the 649, I'll be like, living in the fever street, I'm in love with Galagolombe. You know what I mean? Like, if you ever watch a gambling stream on Twitch, there is, like, no fantasizing or wishing. It is just non-stop, like a minigun full of money just going, and then, like, cartoon dogs come up on the screen, but they come up so fast you don't even know, like, unless you've been playing it for 30,000 hours, you don't even know what's happening. You're just like, just going. At least with, like, the lottery, you, like, you know, what am I doing? I don't even know what star I'm going for. I just died. I forgot what star I was going for. You, like, buy a lottery ticket on, like, a Tuesday and they don't draw till Saturday or something. It's like a built-in tolerance break, you know? What the heck? So I don't buy lottery tickets because I understand probability. But I also think, you know, I've said it before, but sometimes we'll, like, go to the Canucks games and they'll have, you know, like the 50-50 draw for charity. And I'll be like, sure, I'll buy $10, $20 worth of 50-50 tickets. It would be nice to win, but at the same time, mostly I'm like, A, you know, you're, like, kind of giving a donation to charity, and also, if you're losing 5-1, you get to have a little dream in your head that at least there's still a chance that I could win, like, a lot of money. Although, and I think I've gone through this exact motherfucker. Second time today, man. We don't have time for a reset. We're sending it on this one way or the other. I think it's kind of fucked up that they used to do 50-50 and you could only buy tickets in the stadium, but the Canucks started doing 50-50 online. So just degenerate gambling addicts at home can buy tickets for the 50-50. And now I'm like, it ruins the fun of losing, where you get to look around and be like, was the winner at least in my section? Now they might just be like, you know, in Port Alberni or something like that, jerking off. It's like you're not playing against, you know, the other 15,000 people in the arena anymore. You're playing against, you know, everybody in the country. It's insane. Zirkinov. Oh, it's 5-1. What else are you gonna do? It's not like Petey's gonna score a sick goal this year. Does Monkey Kong work a white-collar job? I'm just like, if you buy 50-50 tickets at home, like, I'm gonna, like, be a little rude to you. You really should just start gambling, like, for real. Because 50-50 is, like, it's shit odds. Because 50% of the profit from the lottery goes to you, and 50% goes to another source. In this case, charity, which is great. But I feel like at a normal lottery, like, as a sum of the payouts given, they probably pay out like 85% of the money they get and keep 15% for like overhead or something, right? I guess that's a source, dude, just trust me. But certainly 50% off the top doesn't just come off. Like, if you're at home, just use like some kind of like, you know, Monaco online casino and ruin your life. Don't fuck up my good time by buying 50-50 tickets for the Canucks game. Yeah, and donate like a little bit to charity. I mean, I didn't even think I had to say it because that's just what I do like every day. More than you for sure. Oh, you piece. I mean, did you see the Wealthsimple promo? Let's go. Yeah, likely story. You still getting referrals for that? Yeah, like once every 2 weeks, I get like an email that's like, hey, Tim from Canada signed up for Wealthsimple Cash. Here's your referral code. And I'm like, all right, just one more email to make my account fucking hate me forever. What the heck? Help. Everyone's like, why'd you say Canada weird? It's so, like, other Canadians back me up. Americans can be so annoying, man. You think I mispronounced Canada. I didn't mispronounce Canada. There's a city in Ontario called Canada. I don't go like, well, you said Wegmans? That's a funny way to say Walmart. I just go, oh, Wegmans. Okay, cool. Wegmans. How about that, Wegmans? Wegmans, Walgreens, Walmart. Like, I'm not asking every American in chat to be quiet. I'm just like, you know, for once in your life, if you don't know something, just, it's better to appear a fool than to open one's mouth and remove all doubt, you know? He said the word wrong. I'd like to do a second take. It's a terrible name for a city. Yeah, source, the biggest city in my country is named New York. Wow, so original. At least like 12 million people don't live in Canada. It's mostly just like Ottawa commuters and then people who really like not the Canucks, the Senators. Hold on, I gotta reset this one. There you go, reset. Good reset. That was a heck of a gold though. You're gonna put me on. I'm gonna get back on my Michael Moore shit. Nobody wants that. I really think that Americans feel so open to criticizing other names, like things that are just slightly different than they are in the United States, because they've been conditioned for their whole life to just see the way that things are in America as normal. And then when you see something weird in another country, you're like, whoa, other country is so weird. And I'm like, your country's weird as hell. You definitely have the highest percentage of bumper sticker users per capita on fucking Earth. It's crazy. As soon as you cross over the Washington, B.C. border, I'm living. Every car it looks like a Facebook wall. What are you doing? I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Mamma mia!
Respect our culture? I do respect American culture. I like America. At least many of the states. Washington's cool. There's parts of Washington that are cooler than BC. I'm just gonna stand here for a second. And then watch this. I don't know what I was gonna do there, honestly. Here comes the Indiana hate joke. I don't hate on Indiana, because then it would have to have something going on worth hating. I guess if you hate being bored because there's nothing to do in your state, then that would be like, well, that's not fair, because you guys, like, the Bengals are in the Super Bowl, and, like, you know, I mean, the Colts didn't make it, but, I mean, you've always got the Bengals, right? Like, they're only a couple states away. And the car race, I forgot about the car race. Tall, Ohio. They really should move Indiana to be closer to Ohio. I feel like they get along. Like, Illinois should be next to New York, in my opinion. Because Chicago and New York, in my head, they're touching. Or at least holding hands. I would also say, personally, I would put Oregon above Washington. Not on like a power ranking list, like literally on like a latitude. I think it would be cool if, like, to get to Seattle, I got the chance to drive through Portland first and be like, whoa, what's up with these bridges? Also on a power ranking list? No, I would still put Washington over Oregon on a power ranking list, but at the same time, I also have, like, I have a bias. I like Seattle, I got family in Washington State. I've only been to Portland, I've only been to Oregon once, and I only went to Portland when I was in Oregon. I'm doing Bowser again? Portland was pretty cool. But the whole city was like one of those cool restaurants where you don't know if you order at the front or if somebody comes to your table. Like every place I went to, I was like, is this one of those places where you would order on your phone? That's a ripoff? Squeaks, how do I make that not happen to me? I don't want to ever see that again. That was a pure scam. That was also, I got scammed once more. I'm in. It's alright. Dude, we were actually, like, I mean, this is concentrated copium. Our BLJs were kind of cracked today. What games are you gonna watch at the Olympics? I don't know yet, but I'm gonna guess, like, none. Don't touch the stick. Now that's an interesting piece of advice. I like the Winter Olympics, but they're in a time zone that I think is like not amenable to my life. I feel like it's been happening a lot lately too. I really just need them to make them in Vancouver again. I'll settle if 2030 goes to Salt Lake City, I'll watch some. But that's 8 years away. I mean, this is the easy one. This is an embarrassment. You can see me touching the stick. You're absolutely true. I'm touching the shit out of that stick. There's no pill in the run. This is the end of the stream. Don't mess with the angle, but do touch the stick. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Peepo G, write that down. See, I look forward to seeing that in the 70-star tutorial. Oh, split. Yeah, there you go. Let's just have the best Bowser 3 we've ever had. Okay, quick. I need emergency instruction. How do you do the pole skip at the end of riding the platform? How do you... don't type LOL in all caps. This is a... Look, it's almost here. It's an emergency. Triple jump off the last woodblock, dive immediately. Okay, I can do that. At least type wide people high. Wow! Okay, you were a damn genius. We almost did it even though we screwed it up badly, obviously. We touched the pole. I was just mashing the button because I was afraid. Great info. Great info. You all laughed at me. Yeah, then now you're like, nobody makes the first jump. But for a second, you were like, holy shit, this guy's the one. He just needs a little bit more karate practice. Okay. No nasty Goomba this time. Straight through the pipe. I think we can hit a 2130. I actually think we can hit a 2130. I don't know when we're gonna do Mario 64 again this week, but it will happen. There's not a lot else to play, and this game is really fun, honestly. Even when I'm just resetting constantly. I'm having a good time. I'm on my... Like, I would say I'm on my Joe Diffie era right now, which is to say that my give-a-damn's busted. Sometimes people are like, you know, you could check out the new Monster Hunter. Sorry, my give-a-damn's busted. Here's a quarter. Call someone who cares. Sifu comes out in the week. I don't know any other country songs that are like this. That are like, here's your sign. Whiskey for my men, beer for my horses. I mean, those games look cool, don't get me wrong, but like, they're not, you know, Super Mario 64 speedruns. Or Super Auto Pets or Vampire Survivors. I'm not doing that. Are you crazy? Scooped. No! Considering the colossal failure that was BLJ's and Bowser 2, the run itself was actually like pretty good here. Overall. Alright. We'll still slash marker that. Slash marker.